Kian, it's an automatic extension, on it for you, so it's not a new deal signed, but how pleased are you to be part of this group again going into the National League next season?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think, since I signed 2 years ago, I think the goal was to get promoted, so to do that last season was a massive achievement, and it's something we can look forward to next year and the new challenge of the National League, so I'm really looking forward to it.
When you signed 2 years ago, you were a player very much needing to prove yourself, I guess, to get into the professional environment. How pleased are you with how 2 years have gone personally for yourself?
Yeah, personally, I think they've gone really well. I mean, obviously, from last year, the promotion's like the best thing I've been part of in football by a mile. And yeah, in my career-wise, it's been as good as I could have hoped for. Really, I've played a lot of games. I've definitely felt myself come on as a footballer and a player and a person. Really, so Scunthorpe were the perfect move for me once I dropped down from Bradford to come here.
In terms of the promotion, and we had one season with the heartache, and then obviously job done this season. How big was it last season, considering how much the previous season hurt?
Yeah, I think, like you say, the previous season was tough, getting beat in the playoffs like that, and but it probably gave us that experience to go do it this year. So it was tough. It was very tough, but to take, because I still thought we should have got promoted the year before, but to do it this year were even sweeter, and to do it through the playoffs again was unreal.
They say it's the best way to do it if you know you're going to win. Is that the case now? We're on the other end of it? Yeah,
definitely. I think when, in the changing room, we'd all be on about it. And I think if you know you're going to get promoted through the playoffs, you would do it just for that drama and, all that it builds up the final. So yeah, it was an unreal day for the players, fans and everyone with Scunthorpe.
How did it pan out for you that day in terms of being part of the occasion?
Yeah, it was a massive day. I mean, one that I'll remember forever, really. I remember the game. I remember coming on and Carlton scoring from there, and I was buzzing for him to score because all that he'd been through the season, to then get that goal to get us promoted, he thoroughly deserved it, and I was so happy for him and the team and everyone.
It's one of those that, they talk about football writers. It's how you'd write it for Carlton, wouldn't you? Because he had such a frustrating start. He did well in pre-season, then found out about the suspension, then got an injury. It was such an awful start for him, wasn't it? But then to come on a scoring run and then get the goal, it was like poetic, wasn't it, for him?
Yeah, you couldn't have rated any better for him. And, to go through all that, it'd probably give him the drive to go finish the season like that. And, I'm glad he did. And everyone knew that he had that in him, and I was just glad that he could do it in the last 10 games and, put us in that position.
For you personally, obviously in and out of the team in terms of shape and things like that, how would you kind of sum up your overall campaign in terms of that?
Yeah, it was a bit different in that I was in and out of the team a little bit, but it was still a campaign that I thoroughly enjoyed, played a lot of games, added a few more goals to my name, which I was happy with. So it was another one that I can build on, and another one that I'm looking to improve on going into next season. And there's a lot I can take from it, as especially still a young pro going into the National League next year.
You talked about goals. I know there's a point in the season when we were talking about what you had to do to get on the score sheet, and then the goals seemed to follow for a couple of weeks. How good was that for you?
Yeah, it was a nice feeling, because I've always tried working on it in training, and it was just one of them things that maybe a composure thing, I don't really know, but yeah, for that month, 6-week spell, I seem to just get a bit more composure in front of goal, and they seem to be dropping in the corners and going in. So yeah, that was nice to add a few goals and help the team out in that way.
Obviously, you've been with Bradford, so you dropped down to us, and now we're back in the National League. How big of a challenge do you think this will be for you personally, and also the team going back up there?
Yeah, I think it'll be a massive challenge. Of course, we're stepping up a level. There's very good sides in the National League, and it's one that we're not going to take lightly at all. I think it's new challenges, one that I've not played in that league before, so it's a bit of a new experience for me, and one that I'm looking forward to, and trying to add that bit of experience of the National League to my CV, really.
So, like you say, it's a league with big teams. It's like a League Three. I suppose there'll be optimism from the fans, but I suppose it's about managing that because we're not the biggest fish in the pond like we have been for the last couple of years.
No, I think it has been in this league especially. I think, from the players, staff, everyone, that our goal were to win every single game, and we knew about if we fell short of that. But I think of course we want to win every game in the National League, but there's going to be different expectations, and you do have to understand that there's teams, like you say, that are big teams, league teams like ourselves, that are gonna want to win that league and do well. So it's just one of them, manage expectations, and when we're here, we're gonna pick up points because getting the crowd behind us, and we've got a good side still.
It's a different kind of pressure, isn't it? Because we've had 2 years of we have to win every game because we're Scunthorpe United, and now we're going to be playing the Southend, the Carlisle, the Morecambes that we used to play. It's a different kind of pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I think, no disrespect to the National League North, there's good teams and good players in this league, but I think it will be a big step up to playing your Yorks, Forest Greens next season, Southends, like you say, the Carlisle, the big teams that are going to want to. They don't want to be in the National League like us as well. They want to get back promoted. So it's going to be a tough test, and one that we've got to stay switched on for every single week.
I know obviously at the end of every season squads change. We kept a lot of the lads over the last 2 seasons, and it looks like we'll keep quite a lot this year. New faces come in. How key is that to keep a core group together?
Yeah, I think it's been important, and it was probably something that we did last year as well, kept the core of the squad together, and that's probably one thing that got us over the line, that in the dressing room we had a good relationship with everyone. We was close, a tight-knit group really, and I think that did get us over the line, and to do that into next year, it might get tough at times, and to have that friendship and looking at the person next year, seeing that they're going to battle, what the strengths and weaknesses are. I think it's just a massive benefit that we have been able to keep the core of the squad.
I saw a couple of comments. Obviously, we know that Skip's gone back to Kings Lynn, but you look at the midfield. There's you, there's Joe, there's Beastie. Whatever format you play, there's still a really strong midfield in there, isn't there?
Yeah, I think, like you said, we've still got options. Obviously, Skip will be a big miss for us next year, but we've got people that can fill that role, and we've still got loads of players. We've got good players, and we've got more than enough to compete in the National League next year.
For you personally, then, you're a fit lad. So has it been time off for you, or are you still working out behind the scenes?
No, I've been on a few holidays, but I've been working hard, been in the gym, on the treadmill, so just ticking over and looking forward to get back now.
I suppose after a long season, though, an extended season at that, it's nice to get a little bit of breather space.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the playoffs. I did an extra 3 weeks on, and but I think everyone wants to come back in on pre-season and be flying, and it's not one of them that you can have the full time off anymore. You've just still got to tick over and take care of yourself, because the games come quick as soon as we start back up.
And I suppose the gaffers pre-season, don't you? So you have to be on it straight away.
Yeah, it was tough last year, and only imagine it's going to be tougher this year. So you've got to put yourself in the best position for that.